And we're back with Dorie Flynn, the Executive Director of MANSEF, and we're talking in relation to some of the services that they provide, not only to the children but also to the parents. I understand that you also have a parent organization. Correct. For those families who are involved in the non-public special education facilities.
We started a parent organization about 2 years ago, and we have about 360 families involved. It's mainly a support network. It's something where parents can share experiences with each other. We offer, we have a parent coordinator who is able to go to each individual non-public school and talk to families and offer that support. She does provide a lot of training as well. We're also planning to do a whole conference in October, which is going to be October 16th at the Baltimore Convention Center, and we've decided to establish a whole parent track specific to families. Wow. So we've asked for a few parent volunteers to be a part of our committee this year in hopes of finding out exactly what do parents want. So it's a professional development day for our teachers, where we have 2,000 special ed teachers at the Baltimore Convention Center. But we want to take, for the first time in MANSEF's history, we want to open that up to families and say, what training specifically do you want from us that we can provide to you? And
now, is this training for the kids or training for the parents as well?
Parents.
Okay.
It's for the parents.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you currently provide training for parents?
We do. Many of the schools do on their own, but MANSEF can also arrange to do that as well. So if there was, for example, we just got a request for transition. We had a number of parents who said, you know, we have our kids that are going to be aging out of the system. We want to know what services are out there for the adult population. These are individuals who are going to turn 21. Their education, formal education is finished, and so they want to know what adult providers might be out there. And we have a person on the transition committee for MANSEF who can help do that training and go to the school and offer you assistance.
Now, what type of committees are there as far as how many committees do you have within MANSEF?
We have a number of different committees. We have a legislative committee, we have a membership committee, we have a public policy personnel committee, finance committee, individual committees that any normal association would have.
Okay. Getting back to the parent training now, are those training workshops or seminars free for parents, or is there sometimes fees involved?
So far, most of it has all been free.
Okay.
And our conference that we're going to have in October, there will be a charge to attend that because we have to pay the convention center.
Right,
so,
I understand that. Yeah.
Right.
Are there any other services that your parent organization provides other than, do you guys do monthly meetings?
Not at this time, no.
Okay.
Parents are probably too busy many times for that, and a lot of the schools, the individual schools, have their own PTAs.
Okay.
So parents can get involved in that way. But MANSEF, we're not doing monthly meetings at this time. It's mostly a lot of email communication.
And speaking of email communication, I understand you also have a newsletter.
We do.
Now, what does that consist of?
Our newsletter is to highlight activities that are going on in the individual schools. But one of the other things that we started to do a number of years ago was to highlight individual students. So if your child attends a particular non-public school and has achieved some sort of special event or success story, we want to promote those success stories so that other parents can see just how great all the good things that are happening in the non-public schools. So it's also a way to just get the communication out there about who we are and what we do.
Now, can anyone receive the newsletter?
Yes, anyone can receive the newsletter. It's also on our website.
Okay, so they would go to the website in order to become a part of the newsletter.
Correct.
Okay.
We can put you on the mailing list if people want to receive a hard copy, but again, it's right there on the website.
Okay.
It's printed 3 times a year.
Okay. Are there any upcoming events that are coming up besides the conference in October?
We have one other event coming up, which is a golf tournament, which we will have in June. It's to benefit the Michael Cardin Scholarship Fund.
And Michael Cardin is?
Michael Cardin was the son of Senator Ben Cardin and Myrna Cardin. Myrna Cardin used to be the executive director of MANSEF, and a number of years ago their son passed away, and so in a way to honor Michael and out of respect for Mrs. Cardin, we set up the Cardin Scholarship Fund. And this is a way for children who are in the MANSEF schools who have decided to either go on to college or need money for driver's ed or going to the Corcoran School of Art. It's a way to do some sort of enrichment program for them. And so we probably get about 50 students apply, and we've awarded maybe 20 scholarships a year. It's a great way for, again, enrichment programs for kids. And it's just a fabulous event that we have for that. But the golf tournament is to help raise money for that scholarship fund. So, and that'll be held in June.
Now, for parents that might be interested in coming to a non-public school, what advice would you give them?
They're welcome to call me at the MANSEF office.
Okay.
I do an awful lot of advocacy on the phone with families, help walk them through that special education maze and how to go about getting the IEP process. I try to help empower parents to know what their rights are so that they can be the best advocate for their child at those IEP meetings, because parents can be intimidated at IEP meetings. There are a lot of professionals sitting around the table, and you've got to be the voice that speaks up for your child. So I can, again, give you that advice, walk you through that process, and happy to help.
Okay, well, thank you so much for being on our show today.
You're welcome.
And,
thank you for having me.
You're welcome to come back anytime.
Super, thanks.
And thank you for joining us today on SpEd. And remember that with every dawning of every new day, there's new hopes, new dreams, new understanding. Keep fighting, keep having faith and believing, because your child is worth it.